fuck you doing?
Remember that name, Good Pizza, with 3 Z's, baby, 3 Z's.
What's going on, guys? It's your boy JP, Good Pizza. This week we got a very special guest. We got the homie T Figs from BluePrint in the house. Figs has been growing since 2015, man. Early Alien Lab days. He's probably grown for some of your favorite brands. He's been rocking with BluePrint since the beginning of time. Wait till you guys see this episode, man. See you on the show. So we got here, Taylor, some bacon.
Some bacon.
Tell me about the baker. I like it.
I mean, the baker is, what's to say about the baker? You know, we've only grown a couple runs of it. It's definitely a really fire strain. She's that cookie nose on when you break in. It doesn't really smell heavy, you know, until you break into the nug a little bit. Mm-hmm. But it gets you ripped too. You smoke it, and it's a nice like mouth coat flavor too.
Yeah.
I really like it. I do.
Nice.
Yeah. It's
nice.
pretty cool.
Hell yeah.
Taking that to the Olympics with this year.
Yeah, boy. Yeah. Excited, man. Yo, every time I think Olympics BluePrint, I think of the best batch of Lindy I ever had.
Yeah.
That
2022? Yeah.
I think so. I always fucking miss it because my birthday's in June. It's always on like my fucking birthday weekend. I'm with the fam. So now it's on the 1st.
Now you don't have to miss it.
No, I fucking am, bro.
No.
I don't have no kid coverage, bro. I'm sick, bro.
No.
Yeah, man. I'm still trying to figure it out. You know, You never know. Maybe the weed gods will bless me. You know what I'm saying?
Hopefully they do. Hopefully they do. Be nice to see you out there.
Yeah, man, for real. So, how often do you think about the Roman Empire, bro? People want to know.
Every day of my life.
That's right. That's right.
Got it on my arm.
You fucking better. No, I was thinking about like what I'm gonna open with, and I love that fucking that video you guys did, bro. That's great.
Skit. Chris is always going to see the craziest stuff. Definitely not something we would do on our own.
Yeah,
no
doubt.
She pushes us outside our comfort zones, which is nice.
Yeah, that's cool, man. Hell yeah. So what's been up, dude? What's new, kid?
What's new?
Yeah, what's new?
Nothing's new. Same old, you know?
Same old shit.
Same old shit, different toilet.
That's right.
But waking up early, growing weed, trying to do our best we can to grow the best weed out there.
That's right.
It's an ongoing task every day, and it's a battle, but one that we've all chosen to take on.
Yeah.
And I'm happy to be here doing it.
Fuck yeah.
Could think of a lot of other things I wouldn't want to be doing.
Yeah, for sure.
So I'm happy to be here.
A battle in the battlefield like a Roman soldier.
Getting after it.
Fuck yeah, bro.
In the trenches.
Yeah, I love it. Well, thanks for coming through, man. We got Taylor Figs in the house today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, man. This is the number one guy or number 2 guy behind Jordan. Is that fair to say?
Yeah. I'm Jordan's right hand.
Jordan's right hand man.
Yeah. Good
Jordan's
thing for
right
me because he's left-handed. So
beautiful. Yeah, man. I wanted to touch on the number 2 guy for a second before we dive into this conversation. There's nothing wrong with being number 2 guy. I'm a great number 2 guy. Always have been.
Number 2 is a great number.
It's a great number. You know what I'm saying?
First to worst, second to best.
It's usually a right-hand man. Yeah, right? Second's the best.
I didn't even make that up. They said that.
I just pulled that on my son the other day. He didn't think I was funny at all. 5 years old and I'm still not funny. I'm already not funny, I meant.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, man, the number 2 guy, like, the number 1 guy takes the hits, bro. Usually puts the bread up.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Is very responsible for everything.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
They get all the glory. Not necessarily all the glory, but they get all the scrutiny.
Oh, yeah.
And they don't get all the glory.
Yeah.
You know, that's how it goes, being that leader. It's like cute quarterback of a team. It's like you get something messes up, it's all your fault. Something goes good, it's all your fault.
Yeah.
You know? So.
Yeah. But that's how a true leader should lead. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When it's good, it's your fault. When it's bad, it's your fault. It's always your fault.
Yeah, lead by example, and it's always, you know, because regardless of who made the mistake, if I'm in charge of you guys, then it's, you know, it's my fault if it wasn't done right.
Yeah.
Because obviously I didn't lead you guys into battle well enough out in the Roman Empire. I didn't lead you out to battle good enough.
You feel me? Yeah, man. Yeah, I was excited to get you on, bro. I like, you know, I know Jordan's kind of like the face of the company, and I've known you guys for a while, and I know, you know, how important you are to the team, and, you know, you guys all grow for our brand, and I like bringing in, like, we brought in, shout out Billy 916. He's actually back there chiefing on some doinks right now with Jake Rose and Gino.
What up, guys?
What's up, gang? But I like to bring in people that's part of the squad too. It doesn't have to just be the front line. You know what I mean? Let's tell the story, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because your roots go way back into like the early Alien Lab days. So we're gonna get there.
Yeah, I've been around for a while.
You have been. But before that, let's take it back, man. Where are you from? Where'd you grow up? Like, give us the rundown, bro.
From up north, from Red Bluff, California.
Red Bluff?
Born and raised up there.
Okay.
That's where I spent most of my days.
Where? Oh yeah, no doubt. Where is that? Whereabouts is that?
So you know where Redding is?
Yeah.
So Red Bluff's about 30 minutes south of.
Oh, south. Okay, cool.
Of Redding.
Cool. So a little closer
before
south.
you get there.
Tight.
So went born there, raised there, went to high school there.
What was that like? What was that high school like?
Shoot, you ever been to Hicktown?
I have.
Town?
I lived in a Hicktown,
That's
in Jersey
what it was
for a
like.
little while.
You know, everybody knows everybody.
Oh, yeah.
You got to wave at 10 people every time you leave the house. Just driving down the street.
Yeah,
but I like it. You know, growing up, you always try to want to get away from where you're from, but I like where I'm from.
That's cool.
And I'm proud of it too. So.
Good. Nice, dude. What was the high school experience for you like, bro?
Oh, high school experience for me.
Sports guy or what?
Sports guy, definitely a sports guy, because that was the best way to get out of class all the time.
There you go.
Three sports a year. Football, baseball, basketball.
Oh, damn, dude.
Kept me pretty busy, definitely. And I like spending my time playing sports. You know, I really love sports, and I like that competitive nature. You know, always trying to be the best I can be, and just trying to beat that next person next to me.
Yep.
But yeah, that was high school for me. Mainly was that, sports really is all I can think about when I go back to high school. Is sports and girls. That's all I can think about when I think of high school.
There you go. I feel like baseball was your thing.
Baseball was my main sport.
Yeah, because you still playing?
Recreationally, just like slow pitch softball and stuff.
Yeah,
and then I played in college. I went to Shasta College, JC, and played there for like a year and a half before I decided that growing weed was what I wanted to do. That was kind of when that was all led into the Alien Labs thing and all that.
Okay, good segue. When did the weed come in the picture? Like, when did you start smoking? When did that go into growing?
So I started smoke. First time I ever smoked weed, I was, probably 12 or 13 years old. You know, just tried it. Hey, stole a nug out of my dad's drawer. I'm going to go over here and try this, see if I get high. Don't even know what high is, what I'm supposed to feel like, but I think it happened.
No doubt. How did you smoke it?
Out of an aluminum can.
Okay, yeah.
It's like
standard.
You're like, okay, cool. How am I supposed to smoke this? Shoot, I guess I'll go drink a soda and make a little pipe. Get myself early onset Alzheimer's. Yeah, little did I know. I was like,
you might be entitled to compensation.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
But yeah, then really high school. My parents were always a lot cooler with me smoking weed than they were with me drinking. They'd rather have me doing stuff at their house where they knew I was, and where I was safe in their eyes, instead of me going out and having to try to get it from somebody else and being dangerous in their eyes. So I smoked weed a lot at the house with my parents, and my dad would smoke weed with me, take me to school and shit in high school. I had a pretty chill high school experience.
That's very chill.
As far as that. And I had, coming from like that area, a lot of people grew weed, and a lot of people grew outdoor weed in that area. So growing up, just had buddies that parents grew outdoor and then grew a little bit of indoor. So it was always around, introduced to me in little ways, and just kind of would get my hands and my feet wet as much as I could, and just freaking try to grow as much as I could. And then finally that led into the more of the Alien Labs thing too, just being around the weed more. And those friends were friends with the people doing Alien Labs, and it just kind of segued into that. And
oh, interesting.
It all kind of seemed so, just like it happened so smoothly. It was just weird. Because, I remember sitting in my room in high school and telling my dad, I was like, I'm going to grow weed when I grow up. And he's like, shit. He's like, who are you going to sell it to? And I was like, oh, I didn't think of that. He's like, anybody can grow weed. He's like, you can grow as much weed as you want, but who's going to buy it from you? And I was like, I never thought of it like that.
If you grow it, they will come.
So, yeah, definitely opened my eyes to that when I started meeting more people that were growing weed and seeing just like, oh shit, you do, like, selling it is probably the hardest part, because they're like, I can't sell the weed right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, then college, got out of that. That's when I started meeting. I met Tyler Meeks, who was co-founder of Alien Labs with Ted Liddy.
Tyler, yep.
And
I met him once.
And then Tyler gave me opportunity to come work for him.
Okay.
Which was really cool, and super thankful for everything that he gave me, and all the stuff and knowledge that he taught me. And
dope.
I'll probably say it multiple times in this podcast, but most everything I've learned is from mistakes, unfortunately, and Tyler was the unfortunate, received a lot of those mistakes in his rooms. I learned a lot of things growing in his rooms. So, I thank you for that.
Damn.
But yeah, they definitely put me on as far as to the weed scene and made it all possible for me to even be sitting here now.
Nice, bro.
So which is
Hell
cool.
yeah. So damn, you were a part of the Alien Lab squad before they even wrecked. Like,
I didn't even know.
Days.
Yeah, Prop 215 days. I mean, like 2015 was when, like right around there. I think the end of 2015, somewhere in there.
Nice.
I didn't even know if it was Alien Labs at first.
Oh no shit!
I just
you're just growing some weed for
we
Tyler.
were just growing weed for Tyler and
No
working
shit,
at the spots and trying to do a good job and not set anything on fire and not kill all the plants and. I've kind of lo and behold, they're like, yeah, we're Alien Labs. Like, this is our Instagram and stuff. And I was like, oh shit, like I didn't know. They had like 2,000 followers at that time. Damn. I think.
Oh shit.
So yeah, it was fresh. It was really, really fresh. And shout out to Scott Layfield too, because I know without Scott, I don't know if any of the Alien Lab stuff would have been possible.
Really?
Yeah. Honestly,
Tell me about that fella.
Scott was the OG gardener. When Tyler Scotty Hayes.
Scotty Hayes, yeah.
Scotty Hayes.
Easy name to remember.
Yeah, most people probably know him as that.
Yeah, I remember the Instagram, bro.
Yep. So he was Tyler's right hand. As soon as Tyler kind of stepped away from taking care of all the gardens, Scott was the one in there doing everything. 7 different spots, taking care of everything, running it and stuff. So it was crazy. So without Scott, I don't know if any of this would have been possible. So big props to him.
Oh yeah. Did you guys? When did the Mountain Dew tech come into play? Was that born in those grows or what?
We were all standing in a room one day and there was like a Mountain Dew sitting on like the mixing shelf and Ted just like knocked it off into the thing and it must have just. I think we watered it and didn't even realize that it was mixed in there, and then freaking we're like, oh shit, Mountain Dew's a trick.
Was it a good batch?
It was great, most fire batch ever.
What? Oh, this is a fucking real. I thought this was a fucking joke, bro.
It's a joke.
Okay. I'm like, bro, how the fuck?
But that's a good story. Though.
That's a good story. Yeah. That's a good story. It's like one of them jokes where like, are these guys fucking serious? These guys aren't serious.
Well, you wanna believe it.
I want to believe it. It's like it's sugar
because everyone's like, well, shoot, everyone
same concept as molasses.
Everyone has the same nutrient lines available to them and everything.
Yeah.
So you're like, well, shit, it must be something that we're not doing. So yeah, it's got to be the Mountain Dew.
It's got to be the Mountain Dew.
Yeah, it's got to be the Mountain Dew.
What strains were you growing in during this time period?
Shoot, so when we started there, they were growing Lemon Fuel OG.
One of my favorite OGs.
Yeah, that was one of the best OGs I've ever smoked. Probably still one of the best.
AK Mars OG, right?
AK Mars OG,
yeah.
AK SFV OG,
AK SFV. I didn't know that was the same shit.
That was what it. Yeah, same thing. At least to us, that's what it was.
For sure.
And then slowly, they were kind of growing mainly just that because OG was selling.
Yeah,
at that time like crazy. And then I remember Tyler got some cuts from Humboldt. It was the Do-Si-Do cut, which was probably to this day one of my favorite cuts out there.
Nice.
Which is what's that? Face Off OG times OZ or
Face Off times cookies. Do-Si-Do? Wait, no.
It's Face Off times OZKB or OGKB.
OGKB, yeah.
I'm horrible with genetics. Too many.
That was before cookies. Was that during the cookies era?
It was after.
After
the cookies era,
okay.
I think. And then he got Mindo Breath too. Grabbed both those strains at the same time, but the Mindo Breath just took a little too long and wasn't like it.
Gotcha.
At least we weren't good enough growers that time to maybe get it to finish in time, so we just moved on to the Do-Si-Do.
Gotcha.
And then shortly after that, I remember he did a trade with either him or Ted did a trade with Jungle Boys.
Okay.
And I forget what they traded them. We got wedding cake and orange Skittles from them. And then that was when we started really growing a lot of wedding cake for Alien Labs. And, man, that strain was something else.
Crazy.
Some of the biggest nugs I've ever, and just the prettiest, like, purple hues to it. Because it wouldn't get super, super dark purple, but it...
nice hues.
It was nice hues. I like that almost better, yeah.
Yeah, me too. And you guys were well known. Anybody who's been around for a while knows that like Alien Labs on the come up, they were known for the Do-Sis. They were known for those cakes. Definitely known for those cakes. I mean, those were probably the first strains I smoked from you guys. The wedding cake and the Do-Si.
Yeah, that was kind of, I feel like when started getting a little more like street cred too at that point.
Yep. What's up, guys? It's your boy JP, Good Pizza. Check this out. Everybody's been asking, where can I find the fire slices in California? Check it out. Here's the list. Write it down, take a picture, take a screenshot. And this is how long before Ted paid Caleb's neighbor to have the intro with Tyler and Ted, bro? Is this around the same time?
Shoot, I think it was around that
cool
same
story.
time because I don't know the exact time for that, but I do remember, Tyler would go down every week, or Ted would go down every week to Sacramento, or come down here to Sacramento every week from Redding and sell weed to the clubs.
For sure.
Vin. And eventually Tyler just came to us and said, like, hey, they're saying that they can't keep the product on the shelf fast enough. Like, they want to try to, get it introduced. Just do more. They want to do more.
Okay.
Type thing. And I think that's where that whole introduction started, but I could be completely wrong.
Got it. Yeah, that was a dope ass story. I've heard it told.
I know I moved down in 2018. That's when we merged with Connected, essentially, and like, jobs opened up down here for us to come down and take care of stuff. And so I would think that introduction was probably right around then, before then.
That makes sense.
Probably 2016-ish.
Okay. That's tight, bro. And was Jordan down here too at the time, or how did you and Jordan link up?
So Jordan worked for Connected at that time.
Prior to you getting there.
Prior to me getting there. So Jordan was working at one of the facilities that Tyler got thrown into, I guess, and was technically, we had Alien Labs lights there.
Okay.
So Tyler was responsible to take care of some of those, or help take care of those lights there, make sure all the weed was coming out was Alien Lab quality. And then Jordan was either running that spot, I think, or he was the assistant GM, but I think he might have been the GM at that time. But either way, Jordan was like the guy running that spot, making everything happen at that time. So I met Jordan in 2018 when I moved down, because I started working at the nursery for Connected, and Jordan was the GM of that. So that's kind of where me and him got our introduction, and it was one of those. He's from a small town from Oroville, which is not that far from Red Bluff. Yeah. And he played baseball, so we had a lot of things in common. Cool. It was like a friendship that we seemed like we've been friends for years.
Nice.
So it was like one of those things that was easy to navigate. And,
Hell yeah.
And made it a lot easier to come into with it on a new job front and
no doubt.
All that, and growing, and doesn't hurt that he's definitely one of the, if not the smartest grower I've ever been around. He sees things that just other people don't see. I've been around a lot of cultivators and seeing a lot of stuff, and he's got an attention to detail. That's for sure.
That's dope, bro. Yeah, I've seen him in action in a grow room, and I just kind of watch how he's scoping out the room and shit. It's just like, he knows things that I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, what is he
He knows things that the plants don't even know yet.
Right, dude. That's fucking nuts. Fucking plant whisperer Jordan over here.
Yeah, right.
Shout out to Jordan Mays in Jersey right now.
Yes, sir.
Fucking getting
cultivation to consumption.
Cultivation to consumption. Getting Jersey in order for the fucking rollout. He actually fucking got me a deal out there, bro. A potential deal.
Yeah, getting good pizza out there?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited, bro.
Tight.
I'm excited, man. We got the lawyers fucking red marking the contracts right now.
Yeah, okay. Finalizing all the stuff.
Yep.
That's tight. That's tight.
Exciting, man. Exciting times, bro. So, what happens after that, bro? So now you're rocking with Connected Alien Labs. How's that flow? And then, I guess, how's that flow into BluePrint?
Yeah, so rocking with Connected Alien Labs, and that was an eye-opener, definitely, going from helping take care of, I guess it was probably like 150 lights spread out in Redding, and to then being, thrown into taking care of a nursery that was cutting 25,000 clones a month, to send out to other facilities, and upwards of 250,000 clones a year between all the stuff that you would take in-house for yourself, and just overages on stuff for orders. And that was a different experience for sure. And everybody's counting on you, and your guys that are working there, the crew that's doing the cuts. It's, hey, where are our cuts? We need them. I need them in 11 days from now. And you're like, well, you didn't hit me up and tell me until now. It's like, how the hell am I supposed to make that work? Oh, I gotta make it work. Sorry. You know, constantly guys do that too, all the
Yeah.
time, and they're like, "Oh, yeah," and you hit a boss. They're like, "Oh, sorry, it's part of one of our company grows. You got to make it work."
Hey, you gotta make it work, kid.
But yeah, that's one of the things I've always noticed about growing too. Is it's like you make it work. You know, there's always a way to get it done. It might not be the smoothest way at the time, but it's like you get it done. You know?
Hell yeah.
But that was So 2018 got down here, worked for a couple years. Shortly after got down, got put into a facility, two 40 light rooms, so an 80 light facility that was like a contracted grow of Connected.
Okay.
So they were growing Connected flower. So Connected had a reason to put people in the facility. Me and my buddy Gino.
Okay.
Shout out to Gino, put us in
Shout
there. And we were taking care of that with Jordan's help for sure. Jordan was overseeing, and definitely helped us along the way always.
Okay.
Was, always available for questions and stuff, which is nice. Makes it a lot easier.
Yeah.
When you know that there's somebody at your fingertips, you can just hit up.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I got this question, and this shit looks weird.
Yeah, for sure.
And then shoot, that time flew by. It was 2020 before I knew it. The end of 2020 is when I decided to leave Connected, and that was kind of Jordan left around the same time too. And we had already been working over at a spot over in the Arden area.
Okay.
And we were just working for like another contracted grow of Connected. Somebody, Connected had interests in that growing good product, so they plugged us there to try to help make sure that was happening.
Mm-hmm.
And that eventually segued into us just working for that facility.
Okay.
And then that is where, BluePrint flourished from there. Jordan had the idea of wanting to start a brand, and we were all down to help any way we could. And that was kind of when we started going over names, started doing stuff, and BluePrint was born. I would say, somewhere in 2021, 2022, I feel like.
Nice.
I want to say it's all blends together.
Yeah, because we're talking this close to the pandemic or in the pandemic, so it's like those fucking years, man, they blend.
Yeah. And it's being in the trenches every day, they all blend together.
That too. That too. So what were the other names in the hat outside of BluePrint? What could have BluePrint been called? Do you remember?
Honestly, I don't even remember,
So they must have sucked.
Yeah, they probably sucked. I know that we were working at the time with Joe Stanger, and he's a contractor and stuff. So we kind of and then we'll never say like, oh yeah, this is the exact way you need to grow weed. But for us, this is what worked, and we felt like this is the blueprint. Like for us to have a good quality product, time in and time out, this is the blueprint we need to follow. And so with his like contracting background, building background, and then us wanting to bring that quality flower there, like BluePrint seems to be a good name. So kind of went with that. I honestly don't remember any other names that we mulled over. I know there were other names, but just, been saying BluePrint for so long, I can't think of anything else.
It's on the rear view, kid.
Yes, sir.
My other name sucked that I was going to say. It was bad.
What'd you have?
Oh, bro. You really want to know?
Yeah, we can't bring it up and not say it.
Oh, man. Cali Pressure with a K, bro.
Oh, Cali Pressure with a K.
With a K, bro. It's so bad. So bad. I feel like I was just making a list and that just made it on there. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to Ted. I've said this before on the show. But shout out to Ted. I brought those two names, Good Pizza and Cali Pressure, to him in his crib one day. I was like, what you think, bro? First one was, ooh. The second one was like, all right, cool. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, Ted is part of the reason I ran with it, bro.
I mean, if you say the Cali one first and anything after that is kind of like, yeah, that sounds pretty good. But no.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
right.
No, but Good Pizza is a dope name.
Yeah, it worked. It worked. It captured the essence of me, where I'm from, like the culture,
Yeah.
The whole shit just worked. It worked well. So now you're fucking rocking and rolling with BluePrint. Who's when did the whole squad formulate? Because I feel like Billy, Jake Rose, they're on the squad from the Connected days, right?
Yeah, Billy, yes. Jake Rolls didn't come onto the squad until like right before ZA, really.
Okay.
I think is when it was.
ZA Olympics, the one you guys won?
Right, yeah, the one we won. Billy, I worked with Billy in the Connected days at the nursery for a little while, and then our paths didn't cross again until we worked together actually at that facility where BluePrint started.
Nice.
And then a little break in between there, and then got back to working together again, same facility and stuff. Just a little bit of break in between on all those. Then Jake and actually Richard came over from Fireworks Farms. There was a facility next door.
Oh, they're on fireworks. Okay.
So
Gotcha.
it was kind of like right at that same time. Billy left us for a little while, and then I needed help. I was at the facility by myself, and Jordan was out, doing this thing, trying to launch the brand and getting everything going.
Right.
So we needed more hands, and so we brought on Jake and Richard, who
Nice.
ended up being some of the best workers I've got to work with because come to find out, common sense ain't so common these days.
Yeah,
and
Jesus, say it
it's
again.
hard to tell people to do things or ask them to do things, and it's never going to be done the exact way you see it in your head, but just to have it done semi good. You're not even semi good, but right. It's right.
Yeah.
This is good. This is acceptable. And if I would have left this to somebody else, I'd have came in here and plants would have looked fucked up. So that's nice and dependable. That's the one thing too in this industry is the plants don't know a holiday. They don't know a weekend. They don't know anything. They know they're supposed to be growing and living every day and drinking. Their schedule don't change.
Ever.
So there were a couple guys you could call at any time. Day or night, they'll show up to the grow.
Yeah, that's
business.
valuable.
So yeah, definitely big shout out to those guys. Jake Rolls
Yes, sir.
and Richard.
He's also a great roller.
Yeah, he's good. He's all right.
Doing his thing, kid. And Richard's out in Arizona now, right?
Yep, Richard's out in Arizona rocking
Project Packs?
Yeah, Project Packs.
Tight.
Rocking the BPAZ out there.
Yeah.
So he had to step in and help that crew kind of fine tune things a little bit out there,
yeah.
and an opportunity for him to excel too and get into a better position, assistant GM out there, and learn a different area of the grow and just different aspect of it too.
Nice.
So that'll be good for him.
How's he doing out there? Good?
He's doing good out there. Yeah, I think he's finally settling in, and just like anything, it's a couple months for a run.
No doubt.
63 days, not counting the veg and the clone and stuff. So to see your like stuff that you put in and implemented take effect and the results from it takes a little while.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's 4 to 6 months to really see the true results of what you've been doing out there. Not that you won't see some sooner than that, but I think he's finally starting to see the results of the stuff he's been putting in. So I think he's happy.
Nice. Good shit, man. So, you guys are in the Olympics this year.
Yeah.
What did you enter? The Baker, you said?
Yeah, we entered the Baker this year, and we have a Baker booth like that we have set up, and we're all going to be wearing aprons.
Oh, word. Nice, bro.
Yep. Going to be serving the public for their pleasure.
That's right. And you will have About the Dough in the house,
Yes.
slanging pizzas.
Oh,
you guys
yes,
are in
we
for
will.
a treat.
About the Dough will be there slinging pizzas.
What week is it? Oh, no, it's in 2 weeks. 2 weeks?
Yeah, so not this weekend, but
Next weekend? All right, yeah. So this aired after. So let us know in the comments how you like the pizza, because he's a beast.
Hell yeah.
Good weed, good pizza. You can't beat that with a bat.
Yeah,
Yeah,
James
man.
crushes.
Yeah.
Always makes the best
Also,
pizza.
a grower.
Yeah, also a grower. I actually met All
irrigation.
About the Dough working for Alien Labs Unconnected.
Yeah, he was in that crew too.
Yeah, he
doing
was
irrigation,
working,
right?
Yep, he was working at one of the bigger facilities helping do irrigation when I met him. So we kind of stayed in touch throughout the years and did some like flag football leagues and then grow
no shit.
and stuff. So yeah, he's a cool guy.
Yeah, James is solid, bro. Also, about a year ago, we had the Good Pizza National Good Pizza Day party. He was there as one of the pizza aiolis. Fucking killing it, bro. Good times, ladies and gents. Good
Hell yeah.
fucking times.
Would you roll up there?
This is the Baker.
That's the Baker.
This is Baker. I don't know if I'm smoking this on the show, dog. I had a fucked up ass night of sleep, bro. Fugazi and Z is usually what I smoke on the show because it gets me right, doesn't get me too stoned, keeps me focused. You know what I'm saying?
Don't get too
I feel
high.
like this one's gonna get me.
Get you lit. That's what you want.
New terps. Yeah, but I gotta stay focused,
Fresh.
bro. So keep you focused. You feel me?
I feel you.
Dude, this tastes really good on a dry pull, man. I don't know what the fuck I'm tasting. I feel like
What do you get there?
Girl Scout cookies times Lindy. It feels like just on the dry pull.
I definitely get Girl Scout cookies on the pull on that.
I don't know, man. It's fucking nice though.
This latest, the run that we're taking to Olympics is still in the dry room, actually, getting ready to be trimmed here soon and taken out there. So that, and we QC'd that a couple of days ago. I think people are gonna like that.
Nice.
I'm not gonna divulge any more into that, but I think people will like it.
Nice, dude. I'm excited, bro. Hopefully you guys bring home the fucking.
Well, we're not in anything.
Oh, you guys didn't enter? Oh, you're just bringing?
Yeah, we're just
Gotcha.
bringing. Yeah,
Gotcha.
I think we entered. Shoot, I forget what strains we entered. Did we enter Baker? Yeah, we entered Baker and a different batch of Baker and something else, and we didn't make it.
Oh, gotcha. It didn't make the cut for the
Didn't make
final.
the cut this
Gotcha.
year, so we just
Gotcha.
we just show up.
Yeah, that's cool.
Show up, hang out.
Show them what they missed.
You know what I'm
You feel me? Somebody just posted like, oh, okay, I guess they're doing all LCGs this year. Damn, no Z? That was like the caption I seen.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck, dude.
Yeah, nobody wants to be that guy who brings Z.
Still going crazy on the candy. Speaking of candy, how do you feel about like the cannabis industry right now? The state of the game?
You're asking if I like candies?
No. I'm just saying, maybe that was a bad segue. Forget I said candy.
Yeah.
What do you think about, the state of the cannabis industry right now? How you feeling?
Like in the aspect of just everything in general, full spec,
Yeah,
full
whatever that
scope.
means to you, yeah.
I mean, I think we're getting back to a better place. At least price point is finding its bottom. Hopefully, you know, I would be cool if it went back up, but I don't know. It's tough. I think the cannabis industry it's a tough place to survive. You know, that's what from being here for so many years, I know that it's a really really tough place to survive, and if you don't got that grit and that want to, you're probably not going to make it.
Yeah.
You know, and even if you're there still doing it, are you really making it? Like you're just going through the motions or going through the actions. You can say you're growing, but you ain't really doing it. You know? Yeah. But I think in a whole, I think we're in a good spot.
Good.
You know, trending up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys especially, man.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, you guys got a good name, bro. You grow for my brand and a couple other of the homies, and
yes, sir.
we're always pushing it and just repping you guys, and just we all clicked up well, and you guys grow some good fucking weed, man.
Appreciate
some of the
it.
best, bro. Some of the best.
I
hands down.
appreciate it.
A lot of people know that too.
We pride ourselves in providing good weed, and we want to smoke good weed.
Yeah,
You know,
you fucking eat your tacos.
Exactly.
You know?
Definitely get high on my own supply when it comes to the marijuana.
That's right.
But I just know that how disappointing it can be when you go to a dispensary and you spend $80, even to $100 up on a product, whether it's rosin or flour or whatever it is, and you get it home and it sucks. And it's not good at all. Don't want to smoke it. You know, smoked one bowl, one joint, whatever it was, didn't smoke the rest. You know, I can think of a lot of the things I can do with $80 or $100.
Yeah, man.
So we take that into consideration a lot when we're growing our product. Of would the consumer like this? And it's like I don't want to put it in their hand if they're going to be disappointed by it. You know, and Jordan always says the same good analogy of when you buy a Snickers bar, you know what you're getting, and even if you paid $10 for it, which is an outrageous price, when you break it open, it's good. You know, and you're happy. You're like, shit, I paid $10, but I'm still happy.
Yeah.
So that's what we want, to bring with our product, and just people. There's no question. You don't have to BluePrint. Give me BluePrint. It's going to be good.
Run it.
Let's go. So that's what we want.
What's up, guys? It's your boy JP Good Pizza. Just taking a quick second to shout out my sponsors over at Grove Bags. Listen, it's an exclusive proprietary bag, and here's why we love them. Let's talk terpene preservation. This is the best environment for storing your cannabis. It keeps your cannabis at 58 to 62% humidity at all times. It's like your cannabis is living in San Diego year-round with the best weather. Terpene and flavor longevity. That's important. It inhibits microbial growth. No mold, Kujin. Let's talk light protection. UV rays and good pizza don't mix. It also increases shelf life. Guys, if you have your flower in a dispensary, please use Grove Bags. We all know that stuff sits sometimes. This is going to be your saving grace for flower that sits on that shelf longer than it should. Don't mess around with the pizza. Use promo code GOODPIZZA with 3 Z's. Tell them Good Pizza sent you. We'll see y'all back on the show. Yeah, and you guys certainly have been known for that, and it's been huge for my brand. Like, yo, bro, these are the BluePrint batches, bro, because I use different cultivators. And it's always a great selling point. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man.
No, we love that the people like it too. You know, because it's one thing to put in all those hours, all that work, and do everything, and then to like your own product, cool. But to have people appreciate it and come and seek you out and be like, hey, that weed. I love that weed got me high as hell, or freaking, it fixed this issue I was having, or made me was able to sleep at night, or whatever the fix might have been. It's it's rewarding to hear that.
No doubt.
Because it's nice you put all that time in, and someone's like, hey, I appreciate you for what you did, like growing all that weed. Not just because it got me high. It fixed some shit I was going through. So it's cool.
Because at the end of the day, it is medicine. You know, we do forget that. We do kind of lose sight of that with all the crazy shit we see in the industry now with the fucking, you name it.
Yeah.
You know? The packaging, the toys, the booth, the fucking...
I remember the first time I had a, patient tell me, thank you for growing weed. It was 2015 Emerald Cup.
Wow.
And people might know him better as KIB, Keeping It Bubbling.
Oh, yeah,
That was the first time I ever met Matt and, and his mom, who's one of the sweetest ladies in the world.
Nice, dude.
She had smoked our Do-Si-Do. And she was, at that time, it was her favorite strain ever. So they came up to our booth at Emerald Cup and we were talking to Tyler, and Tyler's like, you want to thank these guys. They're the ones that, grew it. And then she came and, thanked us, and I'll never forget that. And then was lucky enough to meet Matt again, run into him. He worked for Connected when when we moved down. And then have stayed in touch with him, a lot and stuff. So we're still good homies. So that's really cool.
And he makes some of the best hash rosin.
He makes the best hash rosin.
Yeah, let's say the best.
I won't be bashful for him. He won't ever say it. I'll say it.
Yeah.
Not that have people made better batches sometimes. Sure, maybe, but consistently batch in, batch
his
out.
top batches, forget it.
Can't touch it. Yeah. And his attention to detail and what he puts into each jar that he makes and all that stuff. It's like you ain't beating that.
Yeah.
I know you're not. I know people aren't putting that into their stuff.
No doubt.
You can see it in the return and the smoke and all the stuff.
Yeah, the smoke. It's never hard. It's never harsh. Always mouth coat.
The flavor translation. It's it's everything you want in the rosin.
Yeah. I mean, shit. Adam and Proper Boys, man. That's really the only rosin they'll sell. Because you know what I mean. It's fucking stash fucking shit, bro.
Well, it's like the price that people want to charge for that stuff. Anyways, it's like
it better be that good.
It better be that.
Yeah. And they pay it, dude. I've seen people cash the fuck out on KIB, bro. Keep it bubbling. Fun fact about Matt, Keep It Bubbling, he's also an East Coast mixtape hustler.
Is he? I didn't know that. I know he's from East Coast. But
yeah, dog, he's from Virginia, but we connected heavy on that because I came up in the mixtape era. I'm an 80s baby. We'll nerd the fuck out on mixtapes.
Hell yeah.
Like, yo, you remember this one? Remember that one? Remember what the cover was like? Yo, you remember the first time hearing that song on that mixtape? Like, we go crazy.
And he's got a good memory for all that
he's
stuff.
Crazy. He'll say bars from the mixtape. It's crazy, bro.
Shout out Keeping It Bubbling.
Yeah, shout out, man. Trying to get him on the show, he ain't fucking with it.
Yeah, I mean,
I get it.
I get it. It took me a while.
I get it.
But
no, I ain't mad.
I mean,
dude,
you step out of your comfort zone every now and then. It's not bad for me. I didn't burst into flames when I stood
you're
on
cool.
the set.
You're good, man. You're flowing, man. That's what's up. So what's the next 5-10 years look like for you, big dog? What's on the horizons?
So in the next 5 to 10 years, actually right now, I am part of a project. We're building out a facility in San Diego.
Oh, no shit.
And we moved down to San Diego with my buddy Gino, who I mentioned earlier.
Okay.
And then Jordan's part of that project too.
Nice.
Building that out. And I'm not sure if we're going to be doing BluePrint there or not yet. Kind of just depends on what the demand of BluePrint is.
Sure.
Kind of play that by ear. But that's where I'm going to end up being. I'm moving to San Diego.
Damn, that's tight.
When that comes online, and I'll be taking care of that spot.
Nice. Congrats.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
That's going to suck living in San Diego.
It's going to have its perks and it's going to have its downsides.
I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Best weather in the state.
Yeah.
Possibly the country.
Possibly. And the last couple times I've been there, it's a lot of other things that are nice about it.
Yeah, for sure. Bro, it's 70 degrees year round with a slight breeze, bro. Sign me up.
Yeah. No, I love that. But yeah, so the next 5-10 years would just be really... That spot's supposed to come online this year sometime.
Nice.
They're doing demo and build out right now. We definitely have other states and stuff getting ready to come online. Hopefully New Jersey with Jordan's out there doing that and stuff. And then, but really next 5-10 years would just be dialing in San Diego and really just fine tuning the spots we have going now.
Nice, bro.
Maybe starting other brands. Leave that door open.
Sure.
Not saying no, not saying yes, but. Right now, just trying to, especially when San Diego starts, just dial that spot in because it's going to start 572 lights, something like that, and then eventually it's going to go to double stack LED is our goal.
Nice.
But yeah, start single tier is what we're going to do.
Have you ever grown LED before?
I've grown LED before, but I've never done double stack LED.
Gotcha.
And my LED experience is very limited. Could count the runs on one hand.
Okay.
But yeah, not a whole lot different.
Okay.
But it's definitely some different set points and just certain things you need to look for. Different things you need to worry about. I ain't scared.
No
not
doubt.
Scared nothing. Like the challenge.
Yeah, no doubt.
No, I'm scared.
I mean, double stacks is fucking. If you can pull that off, bro, that shit's hardcore, man.
Yeah, no, and that's where it's just more, revenue. And that's what the investors. That's what people want to see.
Yeah, you see a lot of that.
And I get
You
it.
see a lot of that.
And especially a place like San Diego, we're looking at it because it's just price of power so high and like rent so high. So to actually make it make sense, you're like you have you got to do dough. And that's why not a lot of people grow in San Diego.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Oh yeah, I never thought of that. You got Sean Cron. I can't think of anybody else. I mean, I'm probably missing some people. My apologies, but I think that's the only one I'm thinking off the top of my head. Sean Cron.
Yeah, that's the only one I know of.
Yeah.
That I've heard of out there, and I think it's for a reason. Just like it's hard to succeed out there because you got to be able to have a low cost too. Cost per pound needs to be low, so you got to be able to wear many hats in the grow. Which we're lucky that we have multiple guys that can do that. Wear multiple hats in the grow, and you can keep costs low at that point, which is nice.
For sure. What cannabis myths or bullshit can you call on the cannabis industry? What you call bullshit on out there?
Shoot. I don't know if there's anything that I could share.
Oh, she's got some dirt.
But how about the myth of dry your weed at 60-60?
Let's talk about that.
Everybody dries their weed at 60-60. I don't know what the fuck they're doing, but
no shit. Where do you dry?
Quit doing that?
Okay, where do you? Is that secret tech or?
Yeah, I would say because everybody still thinks 60-60 is the way to go. I'm gonna keep our way secret tech.
Okay, cool.
Even though we're open book to almost anybody that would ask us, but
No doubt.
I'll keep I'll say secret tech, but I'll just say stop doing 60-60. Jeez.
Hit T-Figs DM.
Shoot
him a couple fazools.
Throw a wet rag in the room with 60-60. What's it gonna smell like? Wet rag. It's not gonna smell good.
I'm gonna get him to tell me after the show. I'm fucking curious. Hell yeah. How do you like to consume cannabis, my friend? You joint guy, bowl guy, bong guy. We talked about you have a bowl here.
Bong guy. I do have a pipe here. The guys want me to hit it on camera.
Yeah, let's get that fucking pipe over here.
Bill, it's in the bag or someone if you want to grab it and load it up for me.
Yeah, load that thing up.
I actually got the pipe from Bill. It's a skate pipe. The bowl looks like a swimming pool.
Oh shit!
And then the middle is a wheel, like a skate wheel.
Yeah.
And then
was that made by? Help me out. John Worthington. Yeah.
Yes.
Jay Worthington. Yeah.
Big shout.
I missed him the last time he was in town, bro. I want to go down and grab a piece, bro.
Yeah, I've never met him. I've just seen the pieces that Billy showed me, and then got me that piece a couple of years ago, which I love. It's tight.
Nice.
I like it.
You ever skateboard?
I don't. I tried as a kid.
No doubt.
That balance wasn't there for me.
Yeah, it takes a while.
And because of playing the other sports,
yeah,
my dad was like, "You ain't doing this. You're gonna break your arm."
Yeah.
So and I needed my arms for the other stuff I was
Danger.
doing. Yeah.
Yeah, for real.
But I have a mad respect and appreciation for the people who do it. One, I know that the like hard, how tough it is on your body. How
it is.
How enduring it is on your body, and then just seeing some stuff they do and knowing when I get on a board what it feels like, I'm like, how the fuck do I do this?
It's incredible.
But it's like I'll hop on a longboard.
Longboards are chill.
Which I can just chill, hang out. I
Longboards
ride
are
mongo.
very chill.
I'm what most people would say mongo. I'm freaking foot at the back pushing and stuff.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, you're one of those guys, huh? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
That's all right. Yeah. Let me see that. Yeah. Just bring it up. It's cool. Billy's no stranger to the show.
Thanks. Oh shoot. Sorry, Bill.
Oh, that's tight, bro.
Yeah.
Let me see this shit. Oh, this is fucking cool, man. Look at that bad boy. You got the wheel, the skate bowl.
Hell yeah, that thing's tight.
Rip it. Now we're gonna play a game of fuck one, marry one, kill one when you're done ripping that thing. So let me explain the rules.
I've played.
No, not with girls. With weed strains. So, fuck one is the unicorn, the best batch of whatever you've had. It was just that
Can I
one.
answer right now?
Hold on. Marry one, everyday smoke, kill one. You never want to see that strain again. Go.
Man, that's a tough one. I'll start in the middle of the marry one because I know who I don't want. P90.
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 Wow, you're a savage.
P90 is my favorite strain ever. Because I'm in this for one reason when I'm smoking. It's to get high.
Yeah. P90 will do it.
I'll admit that. I'm I wanted it to taste good, and I don't need it to be, you know, scorching my throat by any means. But the reason I started smoking when I was a kid was to get high. It wasn't for any other reason. So
No doubt.
that has not changed.
No doubt.
P90 would be the one I'd marry. Oh, fuck, one best batch ever. Oh, shoo. That's a tough one right there.
I know, because you guys crush batches, bro.
Because that P90 could be up in there.
You can double it up.
But, I don't want to double it up because there's been so many batches and so much stuff. But I'd have to say the Do-si-do, because the fire batch of Do-si-do is probably right up there with P90 is my favorite weed.
Nice.
You know, ever. And the kill one, sheesh. There's so many that I could want to kill. Oh man, you know, and most people would probably not even like me for saying this.
Man, for saying that shit.
Z.
Wow.
And it's no other reason than when I smoke it, I just don't get that high.
No doubt.
It's a great smoke flavor. Wow. But
you know,
and I'm coming from a grower's standpoint.
No wrong answer. No wrong answer.
That shit is one of the hardest strains to clone, to root, to fucking grow. You got to cut it 2 weeks early. You got to veg it longer. You got to, you know, at least the way to get it to yield well for us.
Sure.
That's how we got to do it. So if I could go another, you know, day in my life without having to see another strain, I wouldn't be mad if that one didn't show up anymore.
No doubt.
You know, I didn't know what happened to it, but.
Yeah. You know what's funny? You were the second one to kill that one.
Really?
Chris Barnum from Localis killed Z.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
A couple people been killing LCG lately since I changed the top 3 to FMK.
I don't blame him on that one just because it's everywhere.
Yeah, I was like, ooh, man.
I guess that would
shake shit up.
Thinking about it, you know, LCG or runts probably would have been right up there. You know, get that shit out. Like,
get it out of here.
Bring back the green weed.
Yeah.
It gets us high.
Yeah, bro. Why do you think that is, man? Why do you think green weed gets us higher than, like, the colorful candies? Terp profile?
I mean, I would have to think a lot about it as terp profile.
Yeah.
You know, and I've never really gone digging into.
Yeah, we're just going to do little bro science.
Yeah, but I would say, I don't know, the green, like purple weed just is, like, it's always like it's fruitier too. It's like more of a candy and stuff like that, which is never really like packs a punch in my opinion. Not that I haven't had batches of a candy that I'm like, shoot, I got high as hell from smoking this. But I think more often than not that green weed is like got that more like funk. You know, and it's like that stinky. You're like, this shit's gonna get me. You can just tell by smelling. You're like, this is gonna get me ripped. You know, and I don't know what it is in the weed that makes that happen, but I think that has something to do with it.
Yeah, me too.
Just that fruity. I don't know anything that I've had that's purple and candy fruity like that. More often than not,
doesn't like knock your head off.
Doesn't knock my head off. Doesn't get me crazy high. So it's got to be something with. You know, maybe with more anthocyanins coming through, less chlorophyll in it, because the green is chlorophyll. So, you know, every strain has purple in it, but the green is so dominant that it's blocking all the anthocyanins from showing.
Right.
So maybe it's just there's more color, so it's like a thicker. Like I don't know how to explain it really, but probably something to do with that.
You're explaining it better than me. You work with the plants, brother. If there was a strain you could bring back, what would it be?
If there was a strain I could bring back, what would it be? Trying to think back of the strains we were growing back at Alien Labs. A couple of those strains, see what they were. I mean, lemon fuel would be tight.
Oh, yeah.
I would love to bring lemon fuel back, like the original, like that cut from back then.
Yeah.
You know, not no genetic drift or whatever people want to say, or fucking if it's the same cut or not, same cut.
No doubt.
Because, man, a fire batch of the Mars OG or lemon fuel, whatever. It's like that shit.
Yeah.
That's knock your socks off.
Yeah, definitely. That resurfaced for a little while. Do you think it was the real deal or what?
I do, but I think it was
genetic drift type deal?
I think it was tissue culture cut off of it.
Gotcha.
So I do think it was the original, but I can't say for sure. I think
for sure.
I want to say right when I was leaving Connected and Alien Labs, I think they had it in tissue culture. Because I know they kind of popped it out for us. I did like some lemon fuel crosses, I think, and some of their stuff. But yeah, like the original cut that we had back in the day, 2015 of it, and even like because they were growing out before we started, I'd love to get that.
That was the one.
That'd be sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's up, fam? Just want to take a second to shout out my sponsors over at Buck Mountain Cannabis Delivery. Single source flower, rosin, hash holes, and pre-rolls. All produced in the Sierra foothills of Nevada County. Always fresh depths and light assist direct from the farm. Their product is never more than 6 months old from harvest. Grown with passion and obsession to produce the best sun-grown cannabis possible. And if it's from Buck Mountain, you know it's smoking. Serving Grass Valley and Sacramento. Go check out the menu at buckmountaincannabis.com. Tell them Good Pizza sent you. Let's talk weed etiquette, growing etiquette. What is your pet peeve? What grinds your gears?
Looking but not seen. You know,
Okay.
And I hate. It's not necessarily going through the motions, because you can be doing everything well, you know, but you can easily look at stuff and not see it. You know, it's like you're just doing that task and you did everything, but did you really see the stuff? You're like, yeah, cool, the task was to go in there and water or fix the trellis and stuff, but did you look at anything else? You know, or did you full scope the plant? Did you, look at the parameters of the room? Did you check to see if there was a light out? Did you, it's like looking full scope everything, and it's just not just looking but seeing it and actually absorbing it and processing it and being like, oh shit, that's not supposed to be like that. Because I know over the years from experience how many times I've walked into a room 3-4 times in the morning, and the 5th time I walk in there, I'm like, how did I not see that? I was like, I've already walked down every row and I've looked at all this shit, but like, I guess I was like, did I really look? I was like, I guess maybe I didn't. So just really trying to slow down and look at stuff, because in the end,
Read the plants.
Yeah, smooth is fast, fast is smooth. So it's like you might want to hurry through something and think that being the first one done or being out there, you're like, yeah, I looked at everything. I was like, I got it done. I was like, but did you really look? Did you really see it? That kind of, yeah, that definitely bugs me. And then I don't know. Like, there's not really a lot that bugs me. I guess I'm pretty laid back.
Chill.
I'm pretty laid back when it comes to that sense, but I've also been in the garden doing a lot of the work too. So it's like when something doesn't get done, I'll just do it. Yeah. And it's like I don't have any problem doing it, because I always used to do it. So it's like I don't mind doing it. Even,
sure.
I might ask someone else to do it, but it's not like I don't want to do this. It's like,
you guys still get your fucking hands dirty.
Yeah, I love getting my hands dirty.
You and Jordan will bang out thousands of clones if it need be.
Oh yeah, we'll freaking fly over to Arizona and cut.
That's what I was talking about.
Cut 2,000 clones in a day with these guys that can't get their clones cut, and now they're grinding. They get it done. Richard's out there getting them into shape, and that crew works their ass off. Zeus in the mom room and stuff, and John, who runs that facility. It's 27 flower rooms. So
wow, damn,
it's a lot.
Damn, dude, I didn't know it was that big.
It's huge.
Fuck.
And they're smaller rooms. It's like 30 light rooms, I think, or 40 light rooms at most, but it's a lot. Scheduling for that, all the stuff. It's
sure.
Like, it just gets to be quite the overhaul. But yeah, fly over there, stick all the clones, freaking fly back, stick clones here, and that's that's where I like to spend most of my time. If I had my choice and if I could stay in a mom room forever and just stay busy, I'd love that.
Nice, dude.
I like that atmosphere and that environment and the way the plants grow in there.
Nice.
Flower can be stressful. Growing, budding plants and stuff, and
that's where it gets sticky.
Yeah, and just because you don't get days back, you fuck up, you mess up a couple of days. It's not like the plant's like, all right, I'll pick it up again on day 20 when I'm fucking really day 25. You're like, sorry you messed up, or it's all good. For that, I forgive you. Like, no, I'm picking up on day 25 and I missed those 5 days and I'm fucked up now. And now I got to stare at this plant for 4 more weeks or however long, knowing every day I'm fucked up and it could be better. Yeah, I hate that feeling. Yeah. In a mom room, I don't have that. Yeah, I can mess up and cut a branch off, or I can accidentally kill one plant, and it doesn't really affect anything.
Yeah, that's true. One of my boys, he's a grower. He said, when you start, everybody has 100 score, and everything that happens, you just deduct the point. You know what I'm saying? Just where do you land?
I might be negative.
Yeah, right. Fuck, dude.
No, I'm just kidding. But that's a good way to look at it.
Yeah. Where's your favorite place to smoke?
My house. Yeah, definitely smoking in my house.
What you listening to? What's your good tunes to blaze to?
Shoot, I like to listen to a lot of Bay Area music. I listen to Andre Nicotina a lot, Mac Dre, Shoreline Mafia. Yeah. Kind of bounce all over the place. Yeah. I listen to country music, I listen to everything. And especially being in the garden, we listen to music all day sometimes, so I have to switch up genres or I'll freaking go crazy.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I'll throw music on sometimes that I don't even want to hear really, but it's like I have to switch it up.
No doubt, no doubt. He's got a good range, folks.
Yeah.
What's your favorite stoner food?
Favorite stoner food? I don't know. I'd probably have to say, either pizza. If I'm really, really stoned, I like pizza. Good burger.
Oh, man.
You know, good burger and fries. Something greasy.
Yeah.
Anything really greasy, I
Hell
would
yeah.
say. And then most people that know me would probably say, well, that's not a lot different from my normal diet, though.
Hey,
even when I'm
if
not
it's good,
stoned,
it's good.
It's good.
We're going to take it a step further,
Yes.
Mr. Figs. What's your middle of the night? You're creeping through the kitchen. You see it on the counter. You're a scumbag. You know it. You're taking down the whole thing. Your guilty pleasure.
Dang, man.
Is it ice cream? Is it coffee cakes?
I was going to say
what
it
is
could be one of them fat boy ice cream sandwiches.
Oh, okay.
You know,
I can dig
For
it.
some reason, I don't know. I always wake up and there's an empty wrapper on my nightstand.
Motherfucker, who did
I don't
that?
know who the fuck put it there, but they need to quit doing that.
God damn it. Oh, yeah.
But yeah, one of those, you know, and maybe guilty of drinking a small little soda.
This is a small one.
Yeah, it's like
Small ones don't count.
Those 6
There's
ounces.
70
or whatever.
calories, bro.
I
You're
just take a
fine.
drink most time and just dump it out. I just want that one drink.
Yeah.
You know, just like that first.
Bro, I'll never buy a regular size soda, always the small ones.
Yeah, I hardly ever drink the
Same.
whole thing anymore. Not that I won't drink a whole soda, but if I'm drinking it at my house, I just want that one drink.
I feel it. If you could smoke with two people, one that's dead, one that's still alive, who would they be?
Well, if I could smoke with one person who is no longer with us, big rip, Kobe Bryant.
Fire.
I'd love to smoke with Kobe Bryant. I'm a Lakers fan.
Nice.
He was my favorite basketball player growing up, and I love playing NBA 2K too. So I think rolling up a doink with him,
Yeah.
playing some 2K, and I'd win. I'd probably win. You know.
Hey.
But yeah, it'd be tight. It'd be cool.
You're not the first person that said that. Some people brought Kobe up for sure.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
tight. And then I think the other one would be I wouldn't mind burning down Snoop Dogg. Who doesn't want to smoke some back with Snoop Dogg? I'm sure people have said that one too.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
probably the most. But that and no, yeah, for alive, yeah. I think
Yeah.
Snoop's the top dog.
Yeah.
I mean, rightfully so.
And he just talks all this game about how much he can smoke. So it's like, let's see.
Yeah, let's see. Let's sesh
see
up,
it.
bro.
I'll bring mine. You bring yours.
He's gonna smoke blunts too, bro. That's
Yeah.
rough.
I mean, that's all I used to smoke. Growing up was blunts, but that
Same,
was just because
same.
it was easier to get.
It was
get
easier.
high.
It burned longer.
Yep.
You in a cipher with a hella heads, like
Yep,
you know what I
easier
mean?
to roll for sure.
Yo,
was
bro,
the main thing.
you can unroll it, roll it back up, the whole shit. Yeah, hell yeah. Shout out your favorite plug from back in the day.
Favorite
Who
plug?
took care of you?
Honestly, back in the day, I'm not gonna lie. Like my homies Neil and Coulter, they probably won't
Fire.
ever see or hear this, but they definitely took care of me back in the day when I was coming out of high school and
Nice.
getting into weed and stuff. And I'd have to say Tyler Meeks too. Looked out for me a lot when I was, growing up and stuff, and
Oh, yeah.
learned a lot of things to do and a lot of things not to do.
Yeah.
Whether that be good or bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, super thankful for those guys, definitely.
Are you still in contact with
And-
any of them?
I talk to Tyler as much as I can, probably every couple months.
Cool.
He's busy, got his
What's he doing
kids.
nowadays?
He's still living in Reading and doing his thing. Shoot, his boys take up most of his time now. They're
Yeah.
12 and 11 years old. So, they're playing sports and doing all
Yeah,
that stuff. So
that's a lot.
he stays busy
For
with
sure.
them, definitely. And then I want to also say, too, Jordan, definitely.
Jordan, yeah.
Yeah, somebody
Hell yeah.
I look at that for.
Well, June 16th is right around the corner. That's National Plug Day. Make sure you give him a call, send him a $20 Venmo, buy him a coffee, do something for him.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? We're trying to honor our plugs, our favorite plugs.
All right, I can do
Yeah.
that.
If you could pick one person and be your personal mentor, who would you pick?
Shoot, one person would be my personal mentor. Could be fictional or just a real person.
Whoever, bro. This is your wish, my friend.
I don't know, man. You ever seen the show House?
I feel like I have, but I'm not.
The
Maybe I'm
doctor
thinking
on
Full
that
House.
show.
Oh, House, yeah.
He could be my mentor.
Okay.
Fucking smart as
That's the first, bro.
Smart, and he's an asshole to everybody.
Yeah.
He's gotten good with being able to just say exactly what he's thinking and what he feels.
Yeah.
And I like that.
Yeah.
Could use a mentor in that. 'Cause sometimes just can be too nice.
Yeah, that's not a terrible thing, but
No, it's not.
but in a world of sharks,
But I think just being
it doesn't always serve you.
more so being comfortable enough with myself to if I need to be that guy.
Yeah, for sure.
I can do it.
Yeah,
That's
all that
where
matters.
a mentor like that. And he's funny too. So that show's hilarious.
Hell yeah. What is your theory on white ashes, bro?
What is my theory on white ashes?
How do you get a white ash?
Well, moisture definitely plays a factor into it, but isn't the only thing because I've smoked weed out of a dry room that's been drying for 5 days and it burned bone white.
That's the killer for that theory, right?
So I know that moisture isn't the main thing, but I've also had weed that was burning bone white and it got reintroduced to moisture, and I smoke it and it's not burning that anymore. So I do know moisture plays a factor. But is it?
And for the people, how does a plant get rehydrated? Heat?
As far as like the bud?
The bud, yeah.
I mean, rehydrated like heat, not really heat because you don't want to add, once it's dry, you don't really want to have hot.
No, I mean accidentally. I know you're not supposed to. Like, how does that happen to weed? Like you mentioned that. So,
I mean, poor like lack of attention, or it could be a room that changes fluctuations in temperature more often than not, like your dry room or whatever room it's in is fluctuating. So it gets hot and then it gets cold, or your humidity is rising and lowering and stuff, and you can't have any control in that, or you're not really paying as close attention as you think when you're like busting it out of the bag and showing people the stuff. Or what room is it in when you're doing that? What's the humidity in that room? I was surprised how many facilities I've been in. Excuse me. And then when I'd be in their like trim room, or I'd be in their dry room, and they don't even have a humostat or a thermostat in there. So I don't know how they were figuring out some of the stuff they were figuring out, but it's definitely you can see it in their weed that it's wet. You don't know what the hell it is in here.
Yeah.
You find out you're like, shoot, it's 80% humidity in your trim room. You're bringing weed that you say is dry into this room, and now it's not dry no more.
Right.
So I think most time that happens by just people lack of attention, and a lot of people have been growers or creatures of habit, myself included in times, and change is one of the hardest things to do. Most people still dry the way they were taught originally, when they first started growing, because this is how I know how to dry, and maybe you did have some good runs, or maybe you smoked decent, but who knows if that was the dry that did that. Maybe you took it out of there and it was in a dry room for a little while you were rolling it up or whatever, and we had a chance to dry out. Who knows what the case may be. No doubt. But I'd say that the way that gets reintroduced is like that, just carelessness. But the white ash too, people, there's that little rumor going on like calcium, more calcium,
that's a big one.
And stuff in there, make it burn whiter. But that doesn't. I also know that white ash doesn't necessarily mean good weed.
No, sir.
It just means that it's burning all right. But a lot of time it could be lacking flavor. Most of the time.
I feel like ever since that calcium tech really hit the mainstream, we've been seeing a lot more of that. Them cardboard terps with the white ash.
Yeah, because I think that people are compensating. Oh, we figured out how to get it white.
That's what they want.
There's still no flavor.
I'd rather some salt and pepper with some flavor.
Yeah, 100%. I think more often than not, you notice a lot of strains burn salt and peppery.
They do.
There's very few strains that just burn white.
Bone white, yeah.
It's like Chef might be one of them. There's a couple of strains that just burn bone white. I think that's flavor, in there. I personally do. Some of the best strains I've smoked are like salt and peppery on the ash and have really good flavor.
Yeah, man, it's a little marinated, flavor.
A little marinade in there.
Hell yeah, bro. If you could go back to the young you, the day before you jumped in the game, what advice would you tell you?
Slow down, probably. There was a while there when I first started growing that I thought I was a lot better of a grower than I was. And I think a lot of that had to do with just having small successes you know, and thinking that you're like, oh yeah, this, this did that, and you're like, you don't really know what did it because I didn't keep track of anything. You know, I don't really know if this was the difference or if that wasn't the difference, and I just tell myself slow down and just you don't know shit, and just I've kind of tried to keep that attitude the rest of my growing career. It's like still to this day I'm like I don't know shit, you know, as much as I do know. It's like every day I see something almost different and learn something different, and that's what's nice working with a living plant, something that's, you know, actually living thing. It's different. Even it's the same strain, recloned, mommed out. It's not the same every time. It's not the same root zone. It's not the same process. Maybe it's the same process, but it's might have a different result, you know. So I like that about it.
Nice. Well, my friend, it's been a fun episode. Do you have any questions for me?
I don't have any questions for you.
Bro. Before we dip up out of here, man, let the people know right here where they can find you. If anything you want to, big up right now. Or
shoot, you can't find me on Instagram right now. I don't have Instagram, but you can find me at Zolympics this year, February 1st, I guess.
March 1st.
March 1st, sorry, yeah. End of February 28th to March 1st. And hopefully see me around at some other events, and honestly hopefully you don't see me because that means I'm in the garden grinding and doing my own thing. So yeah, thanks guys.
Yeah, right, my bro, thanks for coming through, man.
Appreciate it.
Hell yeah, man. T-Figs, BluePrint, Good Pizza, you already know. Hit the Patreon. Thank you for all the support. If you haven't yet, please like and subscribe on the YouTube. We love you guys, man. Peace, love, good pizza. We up out of here.